for joining us on another QuickStore University webinar. We are going to be walking through some of the very exciting tools and features of our SmartClient software today. And so we're going to be jumping right into that. Again, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. SmartClient is one of our multi-site management tools or remote management tools if you do have just a single site. It's just something really exciting that we have implemented a couple years ago and certainly have more than a few users enjoying it and loving all the enhancements and efficiency that it adds to their business. One of the things we wanted to do was just kind of give you a refresher course on what the features are. If it's something that you're interested in or have questions, we always ask that you contact us to get more information on it, and certainly we're available to answer any questions you have and want to provide the best solution for you and your business. But let's go ahead and jump right into the software. We're going to go ahead and double-click on the icon here so we can jump into SmartClient. Go ahead and put in my username and password, or actually the username is there for me, and my password will be, of course, case-sensitive based on my account. But this brings us to our home screen of SmartClient. What I want to do is just give you an overview of what we're actually looking at here. Now, over here on our screen, we have your complete list of sites, and so you're going to be looking at the sites you have that are yours, of course, and only yours. You're not going to see anyone else's sites here. But if you have more than a couple facilities that are grouped into a district or a region, we can of course break that down for you. But you'll literally see all the sites you have connected with QuickStore, and at any given time you can connect to them by simply either selecting one and clicking connect, or double-clicking on it and it will automatically launch the database. Now, what is unique about this software is that you can do work from your home office or from anywhere in the world on your laptop and not affect anything that's going on at the site necessarily in form of interrupting it. So you never have to worry about kicking the manager off or kicking your partner off at the site as they're working with customers. When you double-click here and launch the software, it launches the software and you're working on a local database that is not going to be affected by the site. If you and the site happen to be working on the same unit at the same time, the software will recognize that and you will see a red lock unit appear over the unit number, and it won't allow you to make any changes while that unit is in use by another user. So we've built in features to make this as manageable as possible, but at the same time giving you complete flexibility to make changes no matter what is going on at the property. And I'm sure you can see how that would definitely increase efficiency, especially if you've used tools in the past like LogMeIn or PC Anywhere, or even Remote Desktop, which does take over the PC and not allow the other person to use it at the same time. But some of the many benefits of our SmartClient software is that you can have full access to your site's data at any time. And so if you need to act as a call center, if your manager needs to take a break and you need to answer the phones and you need to be able to pull up customer information, you can do that from here. You have a complete working list of your tenants just like you would see at the site right here in SmartClient. And this can do anything that QuickStore Express can do. So if you need to make a payment, you can. You can simply right-click, just like in Express, and you have new payment. You can move someone out. You can just pull up their information real quickly. And you also have icons over here that will accomplish the same tasks. You have new payment. You can pull up delinquency history, transaction history. You can change their information, just all the same things that you can do in QuickStore Express. And so, again, just that alone, if you're not having to go and travel to the site to get this information, you can already see how this would save you time. And if you have more than a couple facilities, that right there will certainly pay for itself. But just again to go through some of the basic features that we're looking at here, one thing I do want to point out is that if you've been using Express for any amount of time, you likely already know how to use SmartClient. We've kept all the same structures and organizational charts almost identical in Express, or from Express, so that if you already know how to use Express, you know how to use SmartClient. And so when you go to use the search filter for example, it's going to look exactly how it does in QuickStore Express. And so you want to look at all your vacant units, you can use this drop-down menu, or you can simply hit the vacant button up here. You want to see all your tenants, you can go ahead and select it there or select it here. You need to pull up a customer. You can search by the unit number, or you can pull it up by the last name. All that can be done right here, just like you have in QuickStore Express, which you're already used to. Some of the things that are added to this is an instant collection button, and this is something that's really neat, just so you can quickly, with one click of a button, find out exactly how much money has been collected by the site today. And so it'll give you a breakdown of cash, check, and charge, or credit cards right here, and you'll be able to see without having to contact the site, without having to wait for a report, and you can just see a real quick up-to-the-minute status of that, and that is in real time. So if someone walks in 30 seconds from now and makes a payment and you click that button, it will go ahead and refresh with the new payment information from that payment as it is processed. And so, again, as I mentioned in the first portion here, connecting between two different sites is very easy. Once you're connected to one, if you want to change to another one, you simply have to hit disconnect and then jump into the next one. Again, you can double-click or select it once and hit the login button. I prefer the double-click. It seems to be the fastest for me. But just like that, we're connected to another property. And so if we needed to pull up information or make a payment for this customer, we can do that. Or if we wanted to run a set of reports for this site, we have access to that as well. What I wanted to show you here as far as the QuickStore reports, and again, as I say, and I will continue to say this throughout the presentation, if you're used to looking at the reports in QuickStore Express, you're not going to find anything hard to deal with here in SmartClient, because they're all the same reports. You have access to them all, and so at any given time, you're no longer waiting on getting that report emailed to you, or if the manager, if you guys don't have the email module, you don't have to wait for it to be printed and faxed to you. You can simply run this report yourself and have it instantly, and you can even save paper by just viewing a digital copy of it and then closing it when you're done. But all the QuickStore Express reports are here, and so you can run these at any given time, and you can pull up these reports, and they do appear instantly, as you see, because you're working on local data, very fast connection. And again, once you have this report, you have a couple options. You can print it locally. You can export it if you needed to, and then also very simply, if you wanted to email it to yourself or to someone else, an accountant, a partner, or something, you can simply do this, and that will launch the email, and you can go ahead and put in whoever you need to, and it will send that information right off. So that's just some of the very simple and easy things to do right here from the home screen. Now, what I want to show you in terms of some of the more advanced time-saving features from a multi-site management perspective is some of the global settings. And this is really where QuickStore SmartClient can shine, just because if you have any number of facilities, it doesn't have to be 1, 2, 10, 15, or 20. It can be any number. We have this global settings that allows you to modify all your sites at one time. So you can make a change to rent tax, to sales tax, to an NSF charge, any of these things for all your sites right here from one screen, and not have to go and log into each site individually to make those changes like you may have had to do in the past. But let me just quickly walk you through some of the options here. Your site setup, which is, of course, a term that you're familiar with from QuickStore Express, and so you can see those listed here. Custom letters, any letters that are in the word processor can be found here, and you can, if you have one at a site you'd like to transfer to the rest of your sites, you can do that from here. A couple things that I'm going to show you on this screen just in a second. If you have a new manager, a new district manager that you need to add to the sites, in their district, you can do that from here and not need to go and log in. If you have a new source for advertising that you're going to be using, you can add that from here. If you have specials that you created at one site and you want to add to all your sites, you're going to be offering a new college discount special or something like that, you can do that and it will send it to all the sites that you have selected. And so again, you no longer have to log in to each site individually and take care of that on an individual basis. And so we're saving you a lot of time as we can here. So just again going through some of these tabs, you can send email to any one of your customers. If you want to send email from a customer list from, let's just say, the Los Angeles site, and you want to send it to all customers that have a paid to date before or after whatever date you select. You want to send it to delinquent people, send it to people that are paid in advance. You send it to people that have only moved in the last month to let them know of a new policy. You have all those options from here. And again, this is pulling from all of your customers, or rather the customers from the sites you have selected. And so again, very powerful in terms of reaching your customer base, the business. You can really increase the business that you're doing by customizing who you're reaching out to and making sure that you are sending the right information to the right people. So again, moving along here, if you're going to be adding an additional charge label or an income account label for a monthly charge, all those can be done right from here, and you can even modify the custom fields in Express. If you have e-commerce and you want to modify a setting in e-commerce, that can be done here on a global basis, and you can also raise and lower rents here as well. So again, very powerful in terms of what is capable. I want to show you a couple things. I want to show you how you can move users around from sites and show you how that works very simply. But basically, you have two settings over here on the left-hand side. You're going to have a checkbox, and then you have the name select. And so what I'm going to do is, with both of these boxes checked, because that's the sites that I want to copy it to, I want to pull all the users from this Los Angeles site. So with that outlined and highlighted in blue, I'm going to go ahead and click Populate Users from Current Site. And it's going to give me 2 users, the 2 that are logged in there. Now this just happens to be a demo account of ours. I'm going to go ahead and select the SC demo, and I'm going to copy this user, and it's going to ask and make sure that I want to do that, and it's going to go ahead and verify, and there it goes. Now it did say 0 site updated just because I had done this before, but if that was a new user to that site, it would say that 1 updated. If there were any failures, which there wouldn't be, it would let you know, and so you can make sure that that site PC is online, or that the internet's not down, or whatever the case might be. But even when the connection is restored, that will take place. So again, very powerful in terms of not needing to connect to multiple sites. I want to show you another example of how you can add a marketing source. Let's just say you're going to be advertising on a storage website. We'll add that in here, and again, with those 2 sites checked, if it's only going to put it at the site that you have checked. And so again, I only have 2 here, but let's just say you had 10, but you only wanted to send this new source to 5 of them. You have that power. And if you have different groupings, you can also just use the organizational tree to group those as well. So that will send it to all sites under this group, which just happens to be these 2. And we'll go ahead and add source, and it's going to clarify and verify that's what you want to do. Are you sure? Yes. And there we go. 2 sites updated with that new source. And so when we go in to move someone in, and we pick where they found us from as a setting that you are already using in QuickStore Express to track where your customers are coming from, it will now show storage website. And I'm going to show you in a second where that has appeared. And it's incredibly easy. Incredibly similar, you can add specials, you can copy price levels, all using SmartClient, and so you can drop new specials in if you want to make a new special here and add it to the site, or if you want to grab all the specials from this site. Again, we're going to select a name and highlight it. We're going to click Populate from Current Site, and this is going to show all the specials from, in this case, the New York facility. Let's just say I want to go ahead and copy this to Los Angeles. We'll go ahead and do that. and it's going to let us select which unit sizes we want to apply it to. I'll go ahead and apply it to all, and that'll be it. So it's done. Just like that, that new special has been added to the Los Angeles property for all units, and you're done. So it saved you time all over the place there. Now let's go ahead and jump out of global settings. I want to show you a couple things in terms of, again, just being really familiar with how SmartClient already works, just based on the fact that you already know how to use QuickStore Express. So I'm going to jump into my New York site, and again, I just double-clicked, and you can see how fast it connected. Let's just say that there was something I wanted to change, but this is something that you know, I haven't used SmartClient very much, and I'm not really sure how to do it. Well, we've taken care of that for you. We've added an Express button so that at any given time you can launch QuickStore Express with this database and be looking at the exact software that you already know and know how to use inside and out, and you can make any change as if you were at the site using SmartClient right here. So let's just say you wanted to modify something under Change Site Setup. You'd be able to access this, again, exactly how you access it at the site. And so you already know how to use this. You already know how to log in and make changes to it. And it's all the same. And once you're done here and you save your changes, you can close this, and you're right back into SmartClient exactly how you were. And so, again, launching QuickStore Express from SmartClient. Again, if there's anything that you're not sure how to do in SmartClient, you can launch Express and have immediate access to it, in addition to your gate activity there at the site. So everything that's going on there, you'll be able to see, you know, in real time as it takes place and transfers over. So you have all your data right here. You'll have your map if there is a map installed, and you can see all that just the same way that you are used to using QuickStore Express. And so very easy for those of you that have been longtime customers and may be worried that you would know how to use this. We have not left you in the cold. We've actually built this precisely for you because we know that this is a tool to make your life easier. And so that's what we've done here. Now, again, getting to some of the reports in Express, as we talked about earlier, all the same reports here. But what I want to point out is that SmartClient allows you to process what are called consolidated reports. Consolidated reports would be for all of your facilities into one grouping of reports, or in some cases on the same report. Now, it does require that you would be not connected to one particular site. So we're going to go up here to Reports, and you're going to see that we have a section called Consolidated Reports. Now, this opens up our Consolidated Reports dialog, and basically this is going to provide us the opportunity to select a site or number of sites or a group of sites, you know, depending on what we'd like to do, and run reports based on those sites specifically. So the list of consolidated reports is always growing, but you can, let's just say you wanted to run a vacancy report for these two sites or just one of the sites, you can do that. But the purpose of the consolidated is to run for more than one facility. So we're going to go ahead and run this report. And as you can see, this is going to give you a complete listing of all the types and vacancies that you have for all the sites listed here. Now, if you had selected an entire region or entire district, this would be quite a lengthy report. But you can see the usefulness of being able to get some of these reports in that format for more than one site at a time, which is one of the limitations of the individual copy of QuickStore Express, but something that is taken away once you're running SmartClient, because you will have the ability to run reports for more than one unit. And again, we have a long list of consolidated reports that detail everything from vacancy to online payments, where payments are, where move-ins are coming from, the specials that are being used, the price levels that are in place right now, and move-ins, move-outs, all those reports that are designed to be for more than one facility, so you can accurately manage your storage business and make the adjustments to make it more profitable. Now, one of the things that I mentioned earlier, again, is that you can and always will have the option to run payments and act as if you are actually at the site. And so again, if you needed to act as a call center or change customer information and or pull up customer information to make a decision for a manager, you have instant access to this stuff. And let's just say that a site, a person calls you on the phone and needed to make a payment because the manager was on lunch or something, and you can make that payment, and it will adjust at the site exactly what needs to take place. Now, this particular person is really, 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 really delinquent that I picked. We're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to take a 1-month payment just to keep it simple here for this. No, we'll take an outstanding balance. Now, I am going to go ahead and take a bunch of cash. Now, because you are working from a remote site, you can set this up to print locally, but by default it does not. But it will send an emailed receipt if that person is set up to do so. But as you see, as I made that outstanding balance payment, it did remove them from delinquency status. And if we were to launch the QuickStore Express, we will see that same thing on that customer's account. And so that would take place instantly at the site so that, as you can see, they're no longer delinquent. And when you pull up their information, it shows that they were paid to right here, which is today's date, the 22nd. And that has all been changed. Now, one thing that I did want to point out that I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my vacant units here. I added a source to both of my sites earlier, and so when I'm going to move someone in, those sources are going to pop up as where this tenant might have come from. So I'm going to move someone in. I just want to show you how instantly that does pop up. I had entered in a storage website as a new source, and you can see that that has been added into all my properties. And now that would be the same if I had gone to the New York site or the Los Angeles site or any other site that I would have. But again, pointing out, you no longer have to connect to any of those sites individually to make these changes. You can do this from the corporate office, and it really allows you to have more of a hands-off approach, do things remotely from anywhere in the world, as long as you do have an internet connection. And so we'll go ahead and cancel this and jump back into the SmartClient dialog. But some of the other advanced features that you have, we have a nice detailed unit type breakdown that you can run, and it gives you a little list over here so that you can see each list and evaluate occupancy levels and current rent amounts and how many vacancies you have and the total count based on the size. And you'll see the details over here, and so a nice evaluation tool. In addition to the reports that are there, of course, this is just a nice way to be able to pull up things and look at exactly what unit and what price range you're considering and evaluating based on. And you can also modify things like site properties if you want to add amenities. Now, if you are running a call center or if you have a manager that needs to keep track of different things on different sites, you can keep tabs on these so that if there is differences between your properties, these will always be updated. And so if someone that is not familiar with your properties needs to look at these, you can see what is currently available and what is not. So if the customer does have a question between two properties, you would be able to answer that accurately for them. Site information is going to be pretty standard. You have access to this. You can change it if you need to change the name of the manager, the site address, for mailing purposes from SmartClient or something like that can be modified from here. And most of this information down here is for QuickStore technician use if we do need to help you. But again, some really neat tools. You have access to your waiting list for each site. Again, the instant launch into Express, instant access to the QuickStore reports, and also the Revenue Center that we introduced not too long ago. So if you need to look at specials and how those specials are being used, you can run reports based from that. And you can also see what specials are currently being offered. And of course, you have available the special reports that are listed right here, right at your fingertips. And you can run this for any site And as I mentioned earlier, disconnecting and reconnecting to a site is just as quick and easy as hitting disconnect and double-clicking or launching the connect button, and you are instantly having access to your properties and just saving time left and right. So I certainly want to thank you guys for joining us for this SmartClient Overview. I hope that you've learned something new, and if nothing else, maybe have a couple questions for us. We'd love to answer. We have a number of different options to have SmartClient available for you, and certainly easier ways to access it and make it so that it is a very time-saving tool for you in order to make your business more efficient and more profitable, which is, of course, where we'd like you to be. Please feel free to let us know if you have any questions. You can always email us at sales@quickstore.com, and please feel free to also use webinar@quickstore.com if there was something missing from this presentation or if you had a question that was not answered. We certainly thank you for your time and look forward to sharing with you again next month. And thank you again. Have a great day today.